Okay,
You?
good morning. Yeah, this is Madhu, the trainer. Before we start the maybe a demo or a first session, Mr. Prince, may I know something about you on your background?
Mm. See, I am working as a SAP HCM consultant. Uh,
Okay,
so in both for both payroll and time.
okay.
So I have good implementation experience
Mm-hmm.
for country like India, um, and for some APAC regions.
Okay,
And so for that new project, they want to go for Austrian payroll, and that's why
okay,
I just want to know a little bit of Austrian payroll to understand
okay,
it.
okay, good. So that means you already implemented in Indian project, the basic thing like, basic pay configuration, recurring payments and deductions and additional
Yeah.
payments, ERI, employee remittance information, additional payment off cycle, and how it is connected to these 8, 14, 15 to 67 and 2010 info type, and what are the subschemas, what are the functions which are reading. If you know, Australian payroll is also very easy because only the thing, model base types are different. Schema in Indian payroll IN00, there is a Q000. And subschemas coming to like INBD. INBD, normally we have ename and WPB functions. Apart from that, PXXX, info type number ranges. So the same, but you can Australian payroll also 0227, 0188, okay, superannuation. So such info types are different. Only the thing is different is leave loading. Leave loading is different in Australian payroll. Other than that, superannuation. So nothing but a retirement benefit. So only that is the difference. The rest is same. Already you said that you work in time management, time payroll integration. If it is a positive time recording, employee in and out is recorded in ZL table. From the ZL table, and there is a function in XT00, but here it is QT00. There is a function ZLIT function which is retrieving the ZL table output, whatever the working hours are over time, and it is integration like RAB function, PAB function. Like other than that, one more function is a P2010. So that is reading from 2010 info type. That is only the difference. So it's very easy if you are already if you know one payroll to learn other payroll is very easy. But only the thing, model based types are different, and fiscal year is different. Yeah.
So here the physical area is
Hel- Hello.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So here the physical year will be the calendar year, correct?
No, no. Fiscal year is different. Calendar is different here. Fiscal year in India, fiscal year it is April to March. Calendar
Yes.
year is Jan to December.
Mm.
In Whereas in Australia, fiscal year starts from July 1st to June 30. Calendar year Jan to December.
Correct.
Right, that is the difference. Then model base types are different. Model base types in the sense, in India, if you want to copy a basic pay,
Mm.
so there it is MB10, and if you
Mm.
go to HRA M230, and if you
Mm.
go to medical M211, if you go to LTA M210, like that, LIC like MLIC. But coming to Australian payroll is different,
Mm.
and even secondary wage types also. In secondary wage type, so normally secondary wage types like /001 /002, so
Yeah.
valuation base /101 /110, total gross and deduction. These are common for every country. Not only this, /559 bank transfer, /560. These are very common. Okay, then country specific like based on cumulation class 11 /111, cumulation class 12 /1 triple, cumulation class 14 /114, cumulation class 16 gratuity /116, superannuation 17 cumulation. So based based on cumulation classes, certain secondary waste types are generated. So cumulation class level slash cumulation class 1 /101, cumulation class 10 /110. These are very common for every country. Other than that, country specific cumulation classes, so that for the cumulation classes you can add /100. Say for example, cumulation class 20 /120 is secondary waste type. That is one thing is different. Other than that, certain processing classes, processing class 1, processing class 3, processing class 5, processing class 10, processing class 20, processing class 30, processing class 31, processing class 47 are very common for every country.
Yes.
Other than this, let's processing class 20 only
Mm.
for Australia. Okay, processing class I think 57. We'll check it. I'm not sure about that 57. And certain processing class are country specific. Like in India, 71, 72. Okay, so and other countries 71, 72 is there, but not the same processing class. So that is the difference. Then payroll driver is different. Okay, main schema is different. Sub schema is different. But when we switch one payroll to another payroll, the differences we have to find out. When we find out the differences, to work in any one country to another country is very simple. First we should find out the differences. That is very in Indian payroll. When you work normally in Indian payroll, INP1 PCR is there. What is INP1 PCR? So I will share my screen first. I can Prince, hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So Prince, you are from Hyderabad or Bangalore?
From Chennai.
Oh, too hot. My God. What Australian payroll contains, I will write down here by comparing to Indian payroll. When we compare to Indian payroll, we will get more idea rather than directly speaking about that. Right. Normally, the first thing is basic settings. This is very common, basic settings for every country. Period parameter, date modified, okay, then payroll area, okay, generate payroll periods, okay, generate calendar for accumulations, then create control record, and default payroll area in 001 with the ABKRS feature. So these are very common for every country, but only the thing here we have to know the difference is fiscal year.
Mm.
Clear. In India, okay, let us say 2023 fiscal year, 2023 fiscal year, April 2023 to
March.
March 2024.
Mm.
So that means first period means 01/04/2023 to 30/04/2023. This is the Indian fiscal year. But if you go to us,
2024.
yes, you want to say anything?
No, it is 34 2024. Oh, no, no. You
No,
mean
no.
to say, you're saying first period starts from April 2024?
Yeah. I'm talking about only first period.
Oh, got it.
Only
Sorry.
first period. This is okay.
No.
Like if 12th period, you can tell that is 31/03 2024 to sorry 1 to 31st of 2024. That I'm talking about only first period.
Mm.
Now coming to Australian payroll. Australian payroll 2023 fiscal year starts from July to June 2024. So here, what is the first period? Period number 1/01/07/2023 to 31/07/2023. What is the 12th period? So 01/06/2024 to 30/06 and 2024. This is only that is the difference. Here, already you said that you are implemented, and there is one question we have to, not one question, one thing we have to concentrate on that. So, period parameters, okay? Then payroll areas. How many period parameters do we create? So this is based on pay frequency. Based on pay frequency in a sense, assume that there are 3,000 employees are there. All are paid monthly. Okay, so you can create a one period parameter. If there are 3,000 employees or 1,500 employees are paid monthly, 1,500 employees are paid semi-monthly, then you have to create two period parameters. Again, 3,000 employees, 1,000 employees are paid monthly, 1,000 employees are paid semi-monthly, 1,000 employees are paid weekly. In such a cases, you can create three. So this knowledge is very, very important. That is one thing. Second one,
Uh,
payroll areas also.
One thing,
Payroll, yes.
do Australian payroll they play semi-monthly or weekly also? They have such type of
Everything.
option.
Their monthly is there, semi-monthly is there, weekly is there. In India, most of the cases monthly, but certain
Mm,
companies even semi-monthly, weekly also there in India. In Australia, US, Singapore, Malaysia, UK, I have seen
mm,
monthly payroll. All government employees monthly payroll. Private
okay.
sector, it is semi-monthly and weekly. Everything is there. It's very simple. If you know one pay frequency, and other
Mm.
payrolls are very simple. That's not a big thing. Everything
Um,
it
uh,
is.
but but how's the general pattern in Australia? You mean to say they also have like US they also have a bi-weekly or weekly payrolls
Most
for
of
that
the
time.
cases there it is monthly, semi-monthly, weekly. Most of the companies they have weekly payroll. Private sector,
Oh,
all private sectors it is weekly or semi-monthly. Government sector
okay,
it is monthly.
got it.
Whenever it is a public sector, government sector is monthly. Perfect. Of course, some companies it can pay 15 days also or every week
Mm,
also. Yeah, whatever it is there. Other than India, actually in India also I have seen weekly payroll is also there. Tata in Kochi area, the tea related companies, they pay
mm,
weekly payroll also. Weekly payroll
mm,
also it is there here. So as of now, as per SAP thing, and many of the companies across the world, weekly payroll is there, semi-monthly payroll is there, monthly payroll is there. Whatever it is, you can analyze the employees based on pay frequency. That is one thing. Yeah, this is about next thing is payroll area. See, you try to reduce less number of payroll areas. Don't try to give more payroll areas. So because payroll area is not supposed to change in the mid of the period. So before you run payroll or after the run payroll, that means start of the period, end of the period, it is run to you have to change. Say for example, our company is in Sydney. Our company is in Melbourne. So companies in Sydney and Melbourne, okay, both are paid monthly. Their payment is day is also last day of the month or last day. Right.
mm,
Then normally you can create one payroll area. Normally you can create one payroll area. Some people they can create two payroll areas. One is Sydney payroll area, another is Melbourne payroll area. But when employee transfers mid of the period from one personal area to another personal area, are you going to change the payroll area?
you cannot
Normally we have
change.
to change it. We have to change, right? So
Uh,
if it is
mm,
yes, if it is defaulted, it is changed, or else you have to change it manually.
yes.
But okay, if there is a cost centers are different, so in
Y-
WPB split we can see. Okay, split will
yes.
come into picture. There is no issue. But as per
Mm,
SAP standard, okay, you should not change payroll area mid of the period.
mm.
You should
Because
that
normally mid of the period it will not allow you to
yes,
change.
yes. But some
Mm,
people they wanted to change in manually also. They want to change it.
mm,
So if you wanted to change it in cost center, cost accounting, there are so many problems will come into picture. So that
mm,
what I am trying to tell you now, one employee who was in weekly and transferring to the monthly payroll. First, so the condition ask him to continue end of the payroll and run payroll. After running payroll, ask him to get transferred. That is the best practice. As a consultant, we have to suggest to the company people. And whatever the company people, if you want to listen, sometimes it won't work out. So what is mean by consultant? Consultant is a person who can provide a solution perfectly for the business process which is existing to the company. Right. Normally, so the people pay frequency is same and payroll, sorry, and payment date is same. Why should we create two payroll areas? Company people will ask for the reporting purpose. What reporting you need? At personal area level, you can take a report. Or pay scale type, pay scale area, you can take a
uh,
report. Why should you take a report at payroll area? You want to speak anything?
a payroll area, I can understand because normally they don't take it if there's only single payroll admin person who's doing it,
Right.
then he wants to do. See, these things I understand very
Okay.
well.
Okay. Good. Okay. No problem.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay. This is about basic pay related. Next one, basic pay configuration. In basic pay configuration, so there are 18 steps are there. 18 steps are there. The major steps are pay scale type, pay scale area, okay, copy waste type, okay, waste type characteristics, okay, default payroll, default wage types, and valuation base. These are very, very important. So now basic thing here, whenever we are going to copy, you should know what are the model wage types are there. Model wage types are there. So then that is one thing. Then T511 table. T511 table means wage type characteristics. In Indian payroll, there is any country payroll, indirect evaluation module, direct evaluation module. What is indirect evaluation module in the sense? Whenever you
Like,
enter a wage type in the info type, amount is entered by the system.
mm,
If amount entered by the system, somewhere it should come. Somewhere it should come in the sense T510 table it will come, or
mm,
else T539J table it will come. T5 T539J will come,
GA.
or
Mm,
else V underscore T510K table it will come into picture. Normally the amount
mm,
is going to come. So when
mm,
T510 table, when T539J table, when T510K table, and so this is based on T511 characteristics. T511 table, if you specify indirect evaluation module, like in India, inval A, inval B, inval C, inval D. But other than India, here there is a tariff A. So
mm,
whenever you maintain tariff a waste type, the waste type amount you have to maintain V underscore T510 table. Nothing but if you wanted to SAP level, it is a pay scale groups and levels. Nothing but if you want to specify grade wise amount, you can specify. So where we can specify in T510 table. So whenever you maintain 18 for type, so pay scale type, pay scale area is defaulted through the tariff feature, and if you can keep your cursor in group or pay scale group, and whatever we configured in T510 table it will come. Just you can choose that amount is defaulted, that is indirect evaluation module. Okay, in T511 table if you can maintain some may be, so that is percentage based V underscore T5 T539J table. There you have to specify percentage based. Like in India, HRA 30%, 20% on a basic pay or whatever the wage type it is there. So in T511 table, if you maintain some may be, in V underscore T539J table, you are going to maintain percentage based. And again, in T511 table, if you can maintain CONST, okay, so you have to specify V underscore T510K table. Say for example, car allowance or bonus which is fixed for all employees. Whenever the amount is fixed same to all employees, now that amount you have to maintain T510K table. If you wanted to maintain T510K table, you have to maintain CONST in T511 table. In Indian payroll or in Australian payroll, only indirect evaluation module. There is inval A, inval B, inval C, D, it is there here. But in Australian payroll, tariff A, some may be, and CONST. Even one more thing is also there, PRZ and TB also. PRZ and TB, nothing but if you can calculate a wage type amount percentage based on multiple wage types. Say for example, travel allowance. Assume that travel allowance 10% on basic pay or 5%
mm,
on city allowance. In such a cases, PRZ and TB will take, and rather than we can take some maybe also. You need not worry. This is the difference. The rest is same. Whatever the copy process, everything is same. Then again, RPD, same process, recurring payments and deduction. That is related to 0014 info type. Then additional payment, same process, that is 0015. Additional payment of cycle, same process, okay, that is related to 0267 info type. Then ERI, employee remuneration information, same process. This is related to 2010 info type. So if you wanted to configure 21 overtime or any kind of thing, this is very common for every country. Like Australian payroll is very common. Other than this, certain things which are very common for all countries also. For all countries, I will show you absence valuation. What is absence valuation? This is time to payroll integration.
yeah, that is. Yeah.
Just I want to write down what I'm going to cover and So you will get an idea, na? Rather than if anything is there, you
Uh,
can add
but
anything.
but what I'm asking is like, what are the major guidelines, what you can say, which forms the core of the Australian payroll? Like these are the bigger difference of Australian payroll.
Taxation, superannuation.
Hmm.
Okay, if you want, so that is the thing. What is the major changes? We can,
Hmm.
I can show you. Leave loading, Australia. This is here taxation.
Okay.
So in Indian payroll taxation, how we can do? So V underscore T7 INT1, V underscore T7 INT3, V underscore T7 INT9, and
Hmm.
based on that, okay, slash 460 is going to be generated. Am I right? There is a function
Yes.
called intax,
Intax.
INTX. Like in US payroll also, also there are certain tables are there. Those tables are updated through the OSS node. Normally, every year, whenever the tax rates are changed through the OSS node, certain tables are going to be changed. What are the tables and what effect it is going to be there? Whether your
Hmm.
tax rates are going to maintain in SAP or else it is coming from third party application. So only the thing that we have to know. Here it is coming from the system SAP itself here. Those we have to know. Here there are tax scales are there here. This is tax scales. And there is a process, there is a TFN number is there. TFN number means tax file number. Tax file number
Hmm.
is there. So that is in 0227 we have to maintain. And when you maintain based on the tax file number, you comes under what scale. Say for example 01. Assume that just 01. There is a like in Indian payroll we have a slabs like SL31, SL32, SL31, like whatever the slab it is here. 01. That means this is non-taxable people. So non-taxable people. So in 0188 info type, just 1 minute. No taxation. Say for example, just a minute. PE01 double zero QBD0, yeah, 188. Now in 188, whenever you maintain tax scale as zero, that employee is not taxable person. That employee is not taxable person. Now 02, then taxable, taxable. So what taxable here? You have to specify. Assume that 0 to 10,000. Okay, there is
Hmm.
no tax. 10,001 to 25,000, 15 percentage, whatever it is. Of course, there is exemptions also there. If you take 02, that implies taxable. That we have to maintain 0188. That is here. This is the tax. What is the table name? Because these table names are very very important. This is almost all tax table. V underscore T5Q series. In Indian payroll, most of the cases we underscore T IN related.
Hmm.
Like in US payroll T5U, T5U, here T5Q, and Singapore payroll T5R, Malaysian payroll T5L. Such as are there here. This is major difference is taxation. And next one, superannuation. It's a retirement benefit. So this is the major thing is a retirement superannuation. So what is a superannuation contribution, employer contribution? What are the secondary wage types are? What info type it is there? So what info type it is there? Superannuation 220 info type here. This is 220 info type. So whenever you maintain 220 info type, I have the data. Just give me 1 minute. How it looks like, just I want to show you. Go to PA30. Just a minute. Do we have any? Yeah, we have the data. Na? Just I can show you. So 913, 913, 220. Superannuation for Australia. And what and so based on normally if you know one payroll based on this. So superannuation fund like in Indian payroll we have a gratuity trust or the pension trust that you have to specify the pension trust whatever you can configure you can specify here. Okay, the superannuation user there is a process superable earnings superable period. Superable earnings or superable period means in the sense The what on what wage type superannuation is going to be calculated, either on gross salary or on basic. Based on accumulation classes, we can specify here default contribution. This is company contribution 12.75, employee contribution is 5. This is by default it is. Okay. Or else if you
mm,
want to change, you can change. Or else is not percentage based, Madhu. It is only a fixed amount. Then you can specify fixed amount also. Then pro rata. Pro rata means if employee took a leave 15 days. So is it prorated or not? According, if it is prorated, how it is prorated here? This is slash 8012 slash 816. Which secondary wage type you are generating? In Indian payroll, we have only six wage types slash 8012 slash 806. But normally we can use slash 801, 802, 803. In Indian
mm.
payroll, most of the cases we can use only slash 801, that is indicating calendar days calculation. But in
Yes.
Australia, companies
Mm,
will calculate calendar days as well as working days. So once the
mm,
working days is there, automatically working hours are there. Daily working hours into number of days. Daily working hours are into number of days is
mm.
equal to number of hours are coming. If number of hours are there, number of hours divided by number of working days per day, automatically it will come into picture here. This is 220. Similar to 188 also, how it will be 188. The major difference you are asking, this is taxes here. Even taxes also, what we have to specify here, we have to tax file number. What is this? We'll discuss. So tax file number directly we never enter on the info type directly. We will specify here. Tax scale is there here. So he comes under what scale? Or else here, if it is a it's a flat tax detail. Directly you can enter that. That means in Australia there is a provision. Either you can specify the tax scale as per the norms of the government, and or else directly you can enter some percentage, 5 percentage, 10 percentage. That means there is no scaling. There is no scaling in the sense. Now here the tax scale you can take zero. Zero means there is no tax. Here you can specify like in India, Assam, Dispur, there is without PAN number they will pay the tax 20 percentage. For that, in constant we can create. There is a constant in T511K or 11P table. There you can specify 20 percentage without a PAN if you want to pay. Like that, it is there. Again, there are some rebates are also there here. Like in India, we have HRA, medical insurance, such as tax exemption wage types are there. What amount is exempted, that you can find out here. So these two info types are very very important. Like in India, we have so many things, but here there are only two. Apart from that, leave loading is there here in Australia. The rest is everything is same. And
What is leave loading?
leave loading nothing but quota compensation in India. What is mean by quota compensation? Selling some
Ah,
leaves is there here. That is the same. The naming convention is different here. That is one thing here. Next one, termination redundancy is very common. Next one, group certificates here. Here, okay. Now here I want to set leave provision. Okay, leave provisions and payments. So leave provisions and payment is nothing but in India it is very similar to leave compensation. So leave compensation. So that we have to take it here.
so
Leave
there we
compensation.
use 416. Here is a different info type or same info type.
The info type, yeah, different info type. Info we can maintain here. Next one, termination is
Mm,
very common. Group certificate and payment summaries. This is only for the this is group certificates and payments here. Group certificate and payments in the sense whatever the gross salary, whatever the tax, whatever the payments and deductions which is in
mm,
SAP. This is these certificates as employee wise or a group certificate wise, we should submit we submit to ATO, that is Australian Tax Office. There is a procedure, and whenever you run payroll for a particular month or quarterly or half yearly, you should submit a report to the ATO office. What it is, that is
mm,
that is you can generate and you can send it to them, or through PI integration, process integration. Process integration in the sense whenever you generate a report in SAP,
mm.
automatically this report is generated in third party system. That will take care of the ABAP people or cross application people. So that is so group certificates. This is SAP wise, functional wise, what we have to do. But if this data is reflecting in other softwares, we have to sit within. We have to sit with ABAPers. So ABAPers will do that. But ABAPers will ask the information now what table data, what field data it is reflecting there. We have to tell them. So our role is writing a functional specification or giving to them. What are the table data? Table wise field data and format. However, the format you want, they will develop and they can they can transport, not transportation. They can reflect. They can make the data to reflect. That's it. That is a part of the process integration, PI integration. So there is one thing here. There is ABAP CA, ABAP CA, ABAP PI. Because why I am telling this? In 2007, when I worked for the Australian payroll, they asked, I need an ABAP. They asked, you want an ABAP or ABAP CA, ABAP PI? What does it mean? ABAP consultants, they will develop whatever the table, whatever the program within the SAP. ABAP CA cross application, sending the data from SAP to non-SAP, non-SAP to SAP. ABAP PI, whenever you maintain the data in SAP, in third-party application, the data is going to reflect. Or whenever in third-party application the data is maintained, in SAP so-and-so table it is going to be maintained. Which one you want? Then I come to know, oh, in ABAP there is a ABAP, actually Web Intro, ABAP CA, ABAP PI. Now ABAP HCI now. HANA Cloud Integration, HANA Cloud Integration, API, Application Process Integration. I don't know, different people are coming into picture. That is the thing
Mm.
here. That is one thing here. Right. Apart from that, remaining is same. Then next thing here, ABS interface also. ABS interface, you are not doing anything, but you should know the process. What is mean the ABS interface? Australian Bureau of Statistics. Australian Bureau of Statistics, like an income tax department is there in India, like that in US IRS, Interim Revenue Services, like that ABS interface employment declaration. ABS interface mean that Australian Bureau of Statistics is an organization in Australia. All employment which are available in your company, so this data you have to make it available to them. Maybe cross application, maybe cross application as per the agreement of the company to government of Australia. In ABS interface, what we have to do here, basically there is here, this is first Australian Bureau of Statistics interface. Any third party integration is there, that we can go ahead here. Here, Australian this is. So if you can read the documentation, what procedure we have to do, we can understand. But what kind of
Uh,
information you are going to provide here, I can show you here. This is. So
no,
basically,
normally
yes.
it is integrated or it is sent via platform. How is the general? Uh, Normally,
I didn't.
in India, very few companies only have a direct system.
Your
But
voice is very low, Prince. Hello. Your voice is very low.
can you hear me now?
Now it's good.
What happens is normally, what you can say in India that SAP system is not connected to a tax system. What we do is we generate a flat file and we push it to the portal. We manually upload in the portal. So how
Right.
is in Australia that landscape? Everything mostly it is connected, or some companies still download and they upload in the system, the portal
Yeah,
service.
both the methods. So you can upload and download, and you can automate it also. This is again as per the client. There is no thumb rule that you must do. Even in Australia, still now cash payment is also there, so that you can maintain.
Oh,
You can. No, yes, still it is there. Even in US also cash payment is there. I've seen
mm,
a couple of clients still cash payment. Even Australia also. I think one or two companies I have seen cash payment is there. Yes, this is as per the client requirement. There is no thumb rule that. Right. So what information you are going to provide? This is information here. Average weekly earnings, employment and earning, job vacancy, overtime, pay frequency, okay, pay period, and end of the period. There are two ways. So recently there is a one client and they said, okay, whatever the report which is there in your company and download, and according to this format you can upload into the system. They will give a user ID password so that they can download and they can upload and they can cross check it. So when auditing is there, whatever the data you download and export into their portal, and whenever they come for the auditing, they come with the uploaded file and they have to cross check it. So that means once you upload the file and don't try to change it. And if it is automation, nobody can do anything here. So that is the thing that we have to know here. This is very, very important. Here, specify decision of employment group and subgroup here. Here there is a feature is there here. What employee information you are going to default? Now we have permanent employees and temporary employees. Permanent employees information they don't need because they are permanent, and if they have anything directly they can go to the court. Temporary or casual employees they don't have any right. So the government will take a security for them. So for that, whether you are defaulting casual employees or permanent employees, that we can check it. So this is the report. Sorry, this is a feature we have to maintain. So this is the different ABS also. Yeah, these are the difference from Indian payroll, no, particularly Australian payroll. Then other than that, accumulation waste type, okay, accumulations, absence configuration, time based type, factoring, okay, processing classes, accumulation classes, evaluation classes, payroll driver, main schema, sub schema, functions, PCR customer specific, PCR standard. These are very common for every country. These are, but only the thing coming to the payroll driver. In Indian payroll, we have a payroll driver HINCALC 0. But in
Mm,
Australian payroll, RPCALCQ0. This is the difference. In Indian payroll, main schema IN00. Here it is Q triple zero. Sub schemas also same thing like that. And certain functions like e-name, like workplace basic pay, PARTT, GENPS, GEN slash 8, RAB function, PAB function.
mm,
Okay, so these are very common for every country. And coming to the PCR, X010, X013, XMBOD, X020, X020, X023, okay, XVAL, okay. Now, yeah, RLs X011. These are very okay. But in Australian payroll, in the place of X, you can add Q, Q010, Q013, Q013, and QMBOD, QMBOD. Or else it can be X also. Just I can show you how it is there here. Let us go there. Okay, now let us go to QT00 here. The same they are using. They are not using here X010, X013, XMBOD, X064. Okay, then X020 also here, X012 and X020 also. Here they have specifically they have QLP only
mm,
for this. Now if you go to INAL is equal to QAL0. Okay, here you can see XVAL here, but this is different here, QPPF. So when a person works in Indian payroll, when they move to other country, here there is a confusion. Now in Indian payroll, INP1, INP1 PCR is there. Okay, so what is INP1 PCR? 30 days if you work, you are getting 30,000. 30,000. 29 days is equal to how much? Simple logic I'm telling. So 29 into 30,000 divisible by 30 days. You are getting some amount. Some 29,000 you will get. This is a print. To get this calculation in SAP, there is a PCR. Rate is equal to TKSOLL. Rate minus TKAU star star. Rate into KGENAU. Rate by TKDIVI. TKDIVI. Then ADDWT star. What does it mean? Say for example, 30 days is equal to 30,000. And 30 minus 1, if you take 1 day leave is equal to 29. This into 29 into 30,000. 30,000, you are getting some amount. Then that amount divisible by 30 days is equal to some amount you are getting. That amount you are going to add it here. This is in Indian payroll, it is there. But in Australian payroll, here it will tell 176 hours is equal to 30,000. That is all the difference. Then 176 minus 8 is equal to 168 hours. This into 168 into 30,000. Some amount you will get. This that amount divisible by 176 hours. You will get some amount. That amount you are going to add in the waste type. So what is the operation is different? Rate is equal to TSSOLL. I will show you. So where it is here INP1 PCR. You can see this is whatever the logic I have. This is the calendar days. Working days is also there. This is working days. This is working hours. Now this is in the Australian payroll. Where it is? Now first QPPF is there. QPPF. QPPF contains XPP. See, this is I don't know uh, when we deliver the product into the market, we should not fool the people or customer. So normally in international payroll there is XPPF, PPF. XPPF has a sub PCR, that is XPP0. XPP0 contains a sub PCR, that is XPP1. Similarly, in Australian payroll, QPPF and QPP0 and QPP1. In German payroll, DPPF and DPP0 and DPP. There is no much difference. In US payroll, UPPF. This is okay. So UPP0 here UPP1. Like Britain, GPPF. This is GPP0. This is GPP1. This is a funda. But here they said QPPF, but they enter again XPP0. Okay, not a problem. XPP0, XPP1. This is XPP1. So directly can go to XP. There is no much difference, but logic we should not miss out. XPP1. Okay, or QPP1 is also there in the system. It is also there Australia. There is no difference, but they didn't
Mm.
specify there. So now
But
you can check it. Same thing. Yes.
is there a tax calculation difference between expats and the local employees?
Yes, definitely. That is the reason we have tax scales, na?
Tax scales there, but how
Ah,
do you? Uh,
based on tax scales we can, so whenever you maintain 188, if it is a local different tax rate, if it's expat rate and that different tax rates are there, so where we have to, so in the tax scales we have to specify, okay, tax scale 1 local tax calculation, so tax scale 2 expat rate, and tax scale 3 non-residents, tax scale 4 students. Yes, it is different.
mm.
It is different. That is the reason in 0188. In Indian payroll, we never maintain any info type. What is the tax rate? Now, recently there is a two tax types are coming to picture. Employee can choose anything here. Right. But in Australian payroll, the specific info type 188 is there. There you have to specify it. Definitely that is different.
But it's not an employer choice, right? It is based on the.
That is a law. That is a law, not employee
Uh,
choice. That is a law. In India, it is employee choice, but there is
mm.
law. If you are a student, you have different tax type is there. Tax type is there. Yeah, this is the thing what we can discuss. From your point of view, if you want to add anything, you can add, or if you want to speak anything, you can speak anything. We'll go ahead.
Just one clarification. Is
Yes.
that time compliance also we have like the rules for leaves generation or something like that? Statutory components is there
Where?
in Australia.
I didn't get you.
No, like there are some payroll compliance also is there. Like if you want to take any leaves, leave deductions also, there may be especially for sick leave or there should be some local laws, right? So is there such type of laws are available?
That comes on leave loading. We will discuss now.
I'm just asking. Okay, I just
No,
thought
no.
it is there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is there. That we will discuss in leave loading,
Okay, got it.
right?
Mm, perfect. So in broadly we have you are saying what you can say.
Are you not
Uh,
using headphone? I think you are not using.
if you're not able to hear me now,
No, some voice is coming and going. That is the reason I'm asking.
oh sorry. Um, can you hear me now?
Now it's good.
Sorry. Uh,
It's okay.
so what I'm trying to say is like Whenever you're not able to hear me, do let me know.
Okay, sure, sure.
Sure. So what I was trying to say is, so mo- mostly they implement via positive time or they implement via negative time in Australia, because in India we there's option we implement both positive as well as negative depending on the client.
Yeah, that's true. But even India also, more than 80% they prefer positive time recording. In Australia,
Oh,
90% cases it is positive time recording,
mm,
10% is negative time recording.
great.
As per my
Great.
experience, of course, I don't know all companies. And what
Mm,
I touched more than 13, 14 clients. In 14, approximately 12 clients are positive time recording.
great.
Maybe even my friends who used to tell my company is
Mm,
using negative time recording, Madhu. Then you can
mm,
go with that is their choice.
mm.
And if they are using negative time recording and they want to get the data in and out from the terminal, then you can go with the positive. They don't want positive. And when they don't, what is meant by positive time recording? In and out is recorded is positive time recording.
Okay, good. Perfect. That's it. Uh, and there are some tax reports that we submit yearly, and some are in quarterly.
Right.
And some, mm,
That's very common. In every country, generating a report and is very common. Submitting is also how it will be. Well, we'll discuss.
great. Sure.
Right.
Uh,
So
thank
it is the
you.
first session today. We'll show, and if you are okay, we will continue tomorrow 7 to 9.
Sure. Thank you.
Right. Okay. All the
Thanks.
best. Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.